Hello, boys and girls. Today we're here to learn about Advent and one way that we can celebrate Advent. Okay, what is Advent? And how can we use an Advent wreath to help us celebrate Advent? Does anybody know what Advent is? What is it, Javier?
It's waiting for the birth of Jesus.
It's waiting. Use the word waiting. That's right. It's waiting for the birth of Jesus. Right. Anybody else want to add anything to that? Well, the word Advent, you already gave us a great definition. The word Advent means coming, waiting, or receiving. So, who did you say we're going to receive? Who's coming to us? Jesus, baby Jesus for Christmas, right? Very good. Okay, so in the church, there are seasons, liturgical seasons that we go through the year. And the first season of the church is Advent. Right, very good, very good. So during Advent, as Javier just told us, we are preparing our hearts. We're waiting for baby Jesus to come for Christmas, right? Now, what are different ways that you prepare for Christmas in your families or you? What do you do? Yes?
My family puts out the nativity scene.
Nativity scene, very nice. Yes?
Every Sunday of Advent, we light a candle.
You light a candle, that's very important. We're going to talk about the candles in a minute. Very good. Each Sunday we light a candle. Anything else that you do during Advent season to get ready for Christmas? No? Okay. Well, that's what we're going to talk about. First of all, when does Advent begin? Do we know that? Yes? Jose Antonio?
At the Sunday after Christ's son came into the universe.
Oh my goodness. That's a wonderful answer. That's very specific. That's right, because that Sunday we celebrate Christ the King. That's right. That's right. I thought, okay, a more general answer would have been, which is, yours was excellent, would be it's the first Sunday after November 30th. So basically it's the beginning of December. How many weeks are in the month of December? Javier? How many weeks are in every month? 4. Yeah, maybe it's a trick question, huh? Okay, it's 4 weeks. So we have 4 weeks in December. Every Sunday, we do something special with these candles. Now, when we prepare for Advent, using the Advent wreath, let's talk about what is the Advent wreath? What is it made of, right? So an Advent wreath is made of a circle of evergreen branches. Over here we can see there's a circle, right? And these are supposed to be evergreen branches. Now, where do we use evergreen? Do you know what an evergreen tree is? Yes.
It's a really tall tree in the forest, and when it's like in the fall, it stays green, and like in the winter, the leaves don't fall.
My goodness. Perfect. It's perfect definition, basically. So for everybody, just to repeat what Javier just said, is it's a tree, and usually they grow really, really tall, you're right, and you can find them in the forest for sure, and they never lose their leaves. Like in the fall, when all the trees, what do the trees, most of them look like right now? Do they have leaves on them?
No.
No, they kind of look what?
Just dead.
Dead. That's the word, dead. But an evergreen tree is evergreen, right? As Javier said, it never loses its needles or its, right? But the needles are its leaves, but anyway, it's a form of leaves. So it's always green. It's always green, right? So does anybody put up a tree in their house during Christmas? How many people put trees up in their house? 1,
Oh, wait, yeah.
2, 3, 4. Okay. And what do you think that tree, what kind of tree do you think it is? Because it never loses its needles. It's always green, and it came from a forest. So what kind of tree do you think it is? Eva. Perfect. It's an evergreen tree. That's right. So we take the branches from the evergreen tree and we tie them in a circle, and that's the base of the Advent wreath. Now, why a circle? Why not just a straight line? Why do you think a circle in relation to God? Why a circle and not a straight line? Well, let's look. If I draw a straight line, does it have a beginning and an end?
Yes.
How many people think yes? How many people think no? Well, I see a beginning here, and I see an end over here, right? So you were right. Now, does everybody see why this has a beginning and an end, a straight line, right? Because you start at one point and you finish at another point, right? Now, what about a circle? Do you see a beginning and an end?
No.
No. So that means it just keeps going and going and going with no beginning and no end. That's like God. Because God always existed before, He exists now, and He will always exist in the future. So God is like a circle, not a straight line. Do we understand that? Anybody? Yes? Good job. Okay, so let's erase this. Okay. All right, now let's talk about the other part. What else do you see? We know that it's a circle, so that represents God, that there's no beginning and no end, that He always was, He is now, and He always will be. We talked about the fact that it's evergreen, right? Javier was our expert on that one. And that God never dies, and that our souls never die. They'll go to heaven someday, right? And that God gives us life all the time. He gives us life. Now, what else do you see as part of that Advent wreath besides the bottom? Eva? Candles. How many candles? Catalina, how many?
5.
Oh, where's the 5th one? In the circle, There's one behind. Maybe that's what's tricking it. You see another one over here, right? Yes. Okay, we're gonna talk about that one later, but the reason I have it separate, that's a separate one. But right now, how many candles do you see right here in this ring? 4, that's correct. Very good. Now, let's talk about these candles. We light the candles every Sunday during Advent, the 4 weeks, right? Preparing our hearts to get ready for Jesus. Which one do you think which color do we light the first week? What do you think?
Purple.
Purple is right. So one of these candles, one of these purple ones, we light on the first week. So let's light one. Which one do we light on the second week? What do you think? Which one? Noah, which one do you think? Take a guess.
Pink.
That's a good guess. I would think that too, but that's not the way. I'm going to explain that in a minute. So which one is it then? If it's not the pink, which one is it, Noah?
Purple.
Purple. So we're going to light another purple candle. Well, we're going to go this way. Okay. Isn't it cool?
Yes.
Okay, now, which one do you think is the third week? Which one, Javier?
Pink.
Yes! Yes, you got it right. So Jose Antonio, which is the last one?
Purple.
Purple, of course. We got the purple, right? So this means 4 weeks of Advent, right? Isn't that pretty? Okay, now, each one of these candles represents a certain theme or a certain way to help us to prepare our hearts that week to receive baby Jesus in our hearts. So the first week, first candle, it has a title, and it's up here. Do we see here? We have 4 to 5 candles. We're going to talk about the 5th one at the end. First candle we said is a purple candle, that's why it's in purple, and it begins with the letter H, because God wants to give us this and He wants us to have this.
Hope.
Excellent, Jose Antonio. Hope. Okay, and second one begins with a P. Second week we're going to be thinking about and trying to prepare our hearts. That begins with a P. It's a word how. How are we going to prepare our hearts? It's a word that begins with a P. Christmas. Something that Jesus likes to give us in our hearts. It begins with a P. Jose Antonio.
Peace.
Peace. Good job. Good job. Okay, let's see. Number 3. It's the pink or rose color. The church likes to call it rose, but it's either way, pink or rose. Javier. What begins with a J?
Joy.
Joy. I'm going to put that one. Joy. Joy. And the 4th one, 4th candle begins with an L.
Love.
Love. Jesus is love, right? That's an important thing. Okay, very good. So each week we can pray. We can do things like we can pray, we can light candles, we can go to church, we can help other people because Jesus loves when we help each other, when we help other people. So at the end, hopefully we're going to have hope, peace, joy, and love in our hearts so that we can receive baby Jesus. And He also wants to give us even more hope, peace, joy, and love, and so many other gifts on Christmas Day. So each week we said we just lit the candles, right? We light the candle. What does the light represent? The light of Jesus. So each week when we add another light to the candles, it means that Jesus' light is growing and it's growing and it's growing in our hearts, right? That He's coming because Jesus is the light of the world. And He loves us all the time. And He wants us to love Him and love each other, right? So that's the goal. So I'm going to give you a piece of paper each so that you can draw your own Advent candle, so that you can label the different parts and color the right colors, including the base, including the bottom, so that we'll see what you learned today. But there's one more thing. I said we were going to talk about it at the end. Remember that candle that you saw, Eva? That 5th one? You're right. Here's the 5th candle, right? Now this 5th candle, what color is it? Whoops. What color?
White.
It's white. That's right. And this candle actually, remember, see I put 4 to 5 candles in the Advent wreath? Some people, not everybody, but some people like to put a 5th candle in the center of the wreath on Christmas Day. What do you think the white color represents?
The light of Jesus.
Jesus, exactly. So this is the complete Advent wreath, and hopefully we can use it if you'd like. There are many ways to prepare for Advent, to receive baby Jesus for Christmas, but this is one of my favorite ways. So there's a brief video that I wanted you to see, just very, very quickly. Okay, so boys and girls, now we're going to watch a video that kind of sums up everything that we spoke about today. And I want you to enjoy this video, and then at the end you'll have you'll be able to make your own drawings. Thank you.
Christmas time is so special and exciting. What are some special things that you and your family do before Christmas?
Eat gingerbread and put up decorations on the tree.
This time before Christmas is called Advent. The word Advent means arrival. Who is arriving?
We're waiting for baby Jesus to be born. Happy birthday, Jesus!
We celebrate Advent the 4 weeks before Christmas Day. We celebrate this time of Advent with reflections on hope, peace, love, and joy. We're so happy Jesus was born that night, really long ago, but we're also really excited for when Jesus comes back. There are many ways that we can celebrate Advent. One of my favorite things is an Advent wreath. Do you know what an Advent wreath is made out of?
A giant pine tree, and there's candles on it.
The Advent wreath is a circle, usually made out of evergreen branches, like your Christmas tree, with 4 candles.
Purple, 3 purples, and 1 pink.
Sometimes there's a little white candle in the middle. Each Sunday during Advent, families light one more candle to symbolize the growing light of Christ coming into the world. The pink candle is lit on the 3rd Sunday, also known as the Sunday of Joy.
So I hope you enjoyed that video. It's a summary of everything we learned today. And how many candles does an Advent wreath have, Javier? 5, or sometimes 4, right? What does the 5th candle represent?
The light of Jesus.
Jesus. And what about the other 4 candles? What colors are they? So Jose Antonio. 3 purples, 1 pink. You're not even looking. That's really good. And what does the pink one mean? And joy. Right. And the 3 other ones, the purple ones? Yes, Eva. Hope, peace, and love. Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. That's excellent. Well, I hope that you prepare your hearts, and this will help you to receive baby Jesus this Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Okay, I'll give you the papers now.